Welcome back to the Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur Podcast. It's your host, Cassandra Rosa. I'm a certified coach and healer and intuitive business coach. And the mission behind this podcast is to help you to create a fulfilling life in business. Today, I'm excited to have Mary McMonagle on the podcast. She's going to be talking about attracting soulful relationships. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm so excited to have a very special guest here today. Her name is Mary. We met a couple years ago. She was actually a guest on my old podcast, and she just shares so much high, valuable information. She speaks from the heart, just shines her light in such a powerful and beautiful way. And we've kept in touch the past couple of years and seen each other grow and been cheerleaders for each other. And it's just been such a beautiful, warm, special bond that we've built over the years. So I'm excited to have her on the episode today. Mary, thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, Cassandra, thank you so much. It's always so fun when we get to be in each other's energy. And it really is a testament to how much we are really connected to one another, because it's been over almost 2 years since you and I have been friends via the interweb. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes. We just recorded an amazing episode on her podcast, and I'll leave the link in the show notes or the description of this video so you can go check it out. It was so much fun, and I'm excited for the part 2 right now. So for those of you that aren't familiar with you, Mary, do you want to introduce yourself and share a little bit about what your mission is in the world?
Yeah. So I help single women attract a high value man in real life without dating apps. So what does that mean? That means we're working on being present. We're working on embodying confidence. We're working on tapping into our feminine energy, which means being a magnetic presence where you're drawing not only men to you, but opportunities, money, manifestation. So I work specifically with women who are really seeking a secure relationship and that high value man. So the man who is going to lead, the man who's going to protect you, the man who's going to allow you to feel safe so you can soften into your feminine energy, so you can be that intuitive, led, heart-centered woman who's not afraid to share and express all parts of ourselves. So I really work with my clients on shifting them into the feminine energy so that they can attract that masculine man that is really going to be that provider, that anchor, while really having so much fun and being in a position where you are so embodied in your energy. So that's what I do with my clients. And we do that in my process called Let Love In. And when I'm not coaching, I am at the Jersey Shore. I'm walking my dog Emmy on the beach, or I'm surfing. So that's a little bit about me and where I'm at.
Yes. She also has an amazing podcast, True Vibe
Thank
Podcast,
you.
and is so fun to watch on Instagram to receive all the high value information. So we're going to leave all the links and ways that you can connect with her in the show notes, so that you can just be in her energy and her world and receive all the amazing information that she provides to everyone she meets, which is so powerful. So this episode is pretty much dedicated to all the single ladies, but you can also, I'm sure, take with a grain of salt everything she's saying and apply it to attracting relationships in your life, whatever it may be, whether it's clients or whatever it may be. Am I right? Did I
Yeah.
say what
Oh, for
you say?
sure. Because I say this every day. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So whether you're single or not, if you are a process that I work with my clients is we examine their attachment style. So you are either an avoidant attachment. This is going to be very simply put. You're either an avoidant. So maybe in your business, you find that you're avoiding doing things. Maybe you're an anxious where you're just doing a million things and then you're hitting burnout and wondering why nothing's getting done properly. And what we do is we bring you to a secure attachment where you are feeling very calm, confident, and you're taking aligned action. So this work definitely applies to anyone, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how you show up in relationships is how you're going to show up in your business. How you show up in your business is how you're going to show up in everyday life.
I love it. I love it. So listen up, everybody, to this episode. Grab your journal, grab a pen. Might want to take some notes, and I'm so excited to get into it. So this is called Fulfilled Female Entrepreneur, this podcast. So I ask everybody, what does fulfillment mean to you?
What a beautiful question. Fulfillment means to me, I'm going to give a surfing analogy. Fulfillment means to me when you are really pursuing something that lights you up, that you look and you go, wow, that's really freaking cool. Like surfing a wave, riding a waves. But that's not the fulfilled piece for me. The fulfilled piece is when I go paddle out, and before I felt confident in surfing, I was falling. I was getting injured. I was looking like a hot mess. And I'm sure someone listening to this maybe feels like possibly a hot mess in their business. But in that mess, you get to really explore and see different areas of yourself. You get to see what you're made of. And when you see what you're made of, that's when everything shifts because that's when you become confident. And that's what that confidence is what led me to feeling better about my serving skills. That's confidence is what led me to feeling better in my business, to feeling like I am an amazing coach. I am able to guide clients. So for me, the fulfillment piece is when you can fall flat on your face time and time again and you get back up. You laugh it off, you shake it off, you dance it off, you yell it out. Whatever you need to do is that's what really fulfills me is knowing that I can persevere time and time again.
Ooh, I love that. Perseverance. That's a very unique answer. That's why I love to ask this question to see all these beautiful perspectives. And boy, was yours unique. And of course, you would put a surfing reference. That is so you. I wouldn't expect anything else. So, in the process of being a coach that you are and helping so many women to tap into their feminine energy and attract, that man that they desire most, what's the most fulfilling part of the process for you?
I love this. So specifically, it is, well, one, it's very simple, is helping women realize you don't actually need to be on dating apps to attract a man because in today's society, we are so drawn to our phones and we're so drawn. Everybody knows what swipe right and swipe left means. Everyone.
Yeah. Been there,
So
done that.
random. So it's like that's how ingrained our society is. And that leaves me to really this place that I get to bring in presence with my clients is that we actually get to shift into wait, I don't have to be on a dating app. So what am I going to do? Oh, I need to be present in my life and I need to step into embodying this. I am the star of my own life. I am in my own movie. So that's what I really love to see and take with my clients.
I love that. I love that. It must be so fulfilling to see that um, take place for them and to have them embody that deeply. That presence. Presence is key. I love how you touched on that. So, with that being said, let's get into it. When it comes to attracting, that man, that empowered man, that man that's going to add to your life, that
Mm.
man that we're waiting for, right? What's the process like for that?
Yeah. Well, one, I love how you intuitively asked that because you said that man that's going to add to your life. Let's begin there.
Yes, please.
Because we've all, for the most part, have had past relationships. And we have learned through those past relationships, what we do want and what we don't want. And a big part of attracting that is, well, one, knowing what you want, but also understanding that a man should add to your life. And this is a really big piece at the same time, knowing that whether that person is in your life or not, you are going to be okay. So, what do I mean by this? I mean, the process of attracting a secure partner, a masculine man who's going to step up and take the role and really provide and care for you, then you're going to need to shift into your feminine energy. But also at the same time, I'm very big on balance because we do need our masculine energy. A big part of that is do things that you so desperately want to do, but you're waiting for your soulmate, you're waiting for your partner. So what do I mean by this? I mean, Cassandra's probably seen I go out on a lot of solo dates because I love to do things and go on adventures. And that's when you put yourself in positions where you get to be the leader and do things that you would want to do, whether you're in a relationship or not, you're already beginning to manifest that partner. But then the big piece, the balance is being able to soften into that feminine energy, is being able to open yourself up to be able to receive. So it actually looks like working with a lot of my clients is getting them into this place where they are open to receiving, because a lot of women, I'm sure if you're listening to this because you're an entrepreneur, you're a high performer. You get shit done. You're a go-getter. So sometimes when people want to help us, we're like, nah, I'm good. So start what I feel called to say right now is start working on opening yourself up to ask for help, ask for support, and notice where you're receiving more, because that's going to help you start to draw in that masculine man and bring in that beautiful relationship.
I love that. That's so key. Like as you're explaining this, I'm reflecting on past relationships, when there was a season when I started my business and I was so in my masculine energy. Like it was like so
Yeah.
go energizer bunny like mode. That was affecting my relationship. I could see that now. And it's interesting just seeing in my own life and deeply understanding what you're saying, because I did it for myself. The more I stepped into my feminine, that allowed me to create that spaciousness for the masculine man to come in. But for all these
Yes.
people that are listening and they're like, masculine and feminine energy, what are you talking about, girlfriend? Can you explain that to people?
Yeah. So, we all, every human on this earth has both masculine and feminine energy. Our masculine is the logic, the feminine is the intuition. Our masculine energy is being the taking action. The feminine energy is the softening, the surrendering. The masculine energy is the strong presence. The feminine energy is knowing her self-worth and being confident. And I also, too, I want to add on what you just shared there too about your business, because there's such a correlation between business and relationships. So just like how you said you were so much in your masculine, right? Maybe that's the taking action. Just like when so in relationships, if we're trying to attract a masculine man, we need to be, I say we need to be grounded in our masculine energy because we have to be balanced, but we need to be leading with our feminine energy. So what does that mean? We're grounded, we're in that strong presence, we take aligned action, but we're allowing ourselves to soften to receive at the same time. But if we're too much in our masculine energy, it is going to make it really challenging to attract a masculine man, because either you're going to be attracting weak men, aka men who are in their feminine, who are like, oh, babe, you just plan all the dates. You got this, babe. You take it all. You're going to be there attracting that. And what does that look like in our business? That looks like attracting unaligned clients we do who drain energy. Oh, we know. I've been there.
Yes.
And or we're going to push. If we're too much in our masculine energy, we're going to push away a really grounded masculine man who would have given us what we wanted. And how does that reflect in our business? That reflects when we're too much forcing things to happen, what happens? We repel aligned clients. So that's why I felt called to add that, because when you understand being grounded in your masculine and leading with your feminine, that leading with your feminine is going to help get you to attract that relationship or those aligned clients.
I love that. I love that. In the process of me uncovering this for myself, which I so needed this like a few years ago with your offering, I figured it out on my own. But what she's saying holds so true. And I can see that for my life 100%. What kind of helped me understand it is like when you see like a scale, and I'm not talking about like a scale, like a weight scale that you step on, but like, like the traditional old scales with the two sides.
Yeah.
If you're up all in your feminine, like to balance it out, you're going to need, a masculine
Yes.
to balance out. So it works the other way, right? It's like if you're all up in your masculine, you're going to be attracting a feminine person, a
Yes.
man that's just going to want to receive everything from you and
Mm-hmm.
it not being reciprocal and even.
Spot
So
on. Because
that kind of image came into my mind. And once I understood that about me, that helped me understand the whole understanding of masculine and feminine energy. So I hope that's helpful for you as well. Is there something you want to add to that?
yes. And that, well, I'm sure that helps shift the trajectory of your business, but then also it is the law of polarity that the yin and the yang, sunrise, sunset, neurons and uh, neurons and what's the
What, like
uh,
atoms?
yeah, atoms, thank you. Science isn't my thing, but
Yeah.
exactly. So it's being able to create that shift and that balance. So I love that you said that because it's so important because yeah, you can totally be all in your masculine energy if you want to attract a man who is going to be weak. They're not going to plan dates. They're not going to follow through on their word. They're not going at deep down they're going to be afraid of you, so they're actually more likely to not want to be in a relationship with you. So if that sounds great, stay in your masculine energy.
Yeah.
Or if that doesn't sound great, then let's switch you into your feminine energy, because also, again, putting it back to the business aspect, if you want to track, if you want to stay in too much in your masculine energy and just keep busy and not attract clients and really just be in this place where you're not taking time for yourself, then and you're going to burn out. If that sounds great, then stay in your masculine energy. But making that shift is really a beautiful process. It's this process of getting to your next level of self-worth and self-respect.
I love it. I love it. So if they're listening and they're resonating and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to attract my man. I'm ready to be in my feminine energy. What are some steps that they can take? You know, like baby steps that they can apply today to help them to get in that frequency.
Yes, I would say really, if you want to change, you have to do things that you have never done before, or maybe that scare you or challenge you. So what I feel called to share to your listeners is, where can you ask for help? Because that's allowing yourself to, one, be in a vulnerable place. Vulnerability is feminine energy. Hey, I would love if you actually took the kids for the weekend so I could have some rest, or asking for help in your business. Cassandra mentioned a little bit on my podcast about outsourcing stuff. So maybe that's getting somebody to outsource, maybe that's hiring a coach. So asking for help, that can even be, and right, because you said small change, that can literally be you walking. I do this all the time and I love it because it makes me feel so feminine. If I'm walking up to the door at the same time as a man, I will look him in the eye and I'll say, "Would you mind opening that door for me?" And literally I could have nothing in my hands, but it's because I want to use my feminine power and ask for help. So a small change that can literally be asking your kids, your husband to help you bring in the groceries. So that's a really small but powerful change. Ask for help.
I love it. I love it. Any additional ones you want to share?
Yeah, I would love to share. I mean, also in my life, really for me, it was about slowing down. And especially with relationships, I was in this position where I really just wanted to be loved so badly from men, and I would seek so much these situations where I was in my masculine energy, so I'm trying to get this man to like me. And really, what I want to share to you is it all is a place of self love. So I had to really get into this place of loving and accepting myself. So when I started to work on myself, my ego was bad. My ego's like, nah, I love myself. We're good.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, okay, at this time, you know what? What can I gain from this? I didn't think I would lose anything, but what would I gain? I would gain a new perspective, and that would help shift and change everything. And not only Has it helped shift and change the areas of relationships in my life, but also my business? So for me personally, it was really letting go of my ego and letting go of this needing to be it all and improve my worth, improve that amazing, and actually go inward and say, wait, I already am amazing. I already have this inside of me. And when you make that switch, when you realize you go inside, that's when you already know that you have it within you. So that is a big step into embodying that feminine energy.
I love that. Yeah, that self-love and self-acceptance is so huge. And when you embody that self-love, that helps you get into a bigger frequency of love and will attract that in even more. So I love those tips. So with that being said, if they're listening to you, they're resonating with you, they're like, yes, I want more. I want the support. Tell us a little bit about your program that you have coming up in November.
Yeah. So in Let Love In, it's about getting out of our head, which is that masculine energy. The masculine is we're in our head, we're thinking, 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 and getting into our hearts. We're dropping into our hearts. But at the same time, we're also creating this beautiful balance because I say all the time, we need to listen to our head and we need to listen to our heart. So, first, we understand, okay, why we're in our masculine. So, we dive deep into inner child healing, we explore father wounds, and then we dive into, okay, well, why are we scared to get into our feminine energy? So we go and explore mother wounds, feminine energy wounds. And then from there, we create this balance between the two, which is actually empowering you to become the true version of yourself, of who you're actually meant to be. You're meant to be that star of you're the star of your own movie, and your movie is your life and your reality. You get to create that every single day. So and Let Love In, the process is really about getting out of your head into your heart. And it's not specifically a dating program, but I do share a lot of dating tips and I give a lot of my own personal dating strategies that are really powerful and will work instantly. But, and that's what it makes it so different because you have to do this healing work. I could give you the dating tips and the dating strategies, and you can attract a relationship quickly if you wanted to, but it doesn't mean that it's going to last. And it doesn't mean it's going to actually be the relationship for you until you heal. So, this is why this program is like no other because we are doing the healing work and then also adding on the dating tips and the dating strategies, but it's very heavily focused on really understanding ourselves and healing our wounds and realizing how that has impacted us and how we can break free from that to move forward.
I love this. It's like a prerequisite course to like that relationship, like doing that deep work and being in the frequency. And Leo agrees, apparently. So,
Yes.
do you want to talk a little bit about the podcast too, the mission of it, where they can tune in?
Yeah. So definitely go check out the Living Your True Vibe podcast. Cassandra is a two-time guest on there. She is freaking amazing, as you guys already know. And we are top 3% globally. I just found that out. We're coming up on celebrating 2 years of our podcast. And the mission of True Vibe is really all about connecting to who you truly are on a vibrational level. So what does that mean? That means that every moment where we can embody a new version of ourselves. So maybe if you're struggling to let go of the past and those past relationships, they're maybe weighing in the back of your mind, you can flip that through frequency. It's like a switch. You can just tap into a new frequency, into a new vibration. So we talk a lot about energy, manifestation, spirituality, and all things all over the spectrum. I share a lot of vulnerable stories because as a leader of the work that I do, one of the things that I work on with feminine energy is embracing vulnerability. So if you really want to learn more about me and my stories, there are tons of deep stories of me sharing very vulnerable things that sometimes I re-listen to my episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But it really, I know, is healing. And so again, if as leaders, we have to go first. So definitely go check out the podcast.
Yes, we're going to leave all the links in the show notes or the description of this video. If they're listening, they want to join Let Love in November, or they want to just connect with you about everything you have going on, what's their best way to connect with you?
Yeah, Instagram for sure. At MaryMC4 is my Instagram. And if you're curious about Let Love In, go ahead and DM me Let Love In, and we'll just have a conversation to see if it's for you. And also, if you're curious, I have a free quiz, which is, are you leading with your feminine energy or your masculine energy? So definitely go check that out because it's a very valuable quiz. It'll help you understand a lot of parts of yourself. It'll help you understand how, if you're leading with your masculine, how it's helping you, but where you can also balance it so you can get to that feminine place. It'll help you understand if you're leading too much in your feminine, how to bring in that balance with the masculine. So I love that quiz. I go back and I take it throughout seasons of my life because I'm like, let me see where I'm at. So those are definitely ways to connect with me on Instagram at MaryMC4, and either DM me Let Love In if you want to have a conversation about the program or if you want to start with the quiz.
I love this. Thank you so much for being here. It's been such a pleasure to have you on again onto the podcast. You're just such a bright light, and I'm so proud of you for all that you have become in the past couple of years, sharing your light and your love and your wisdom. I value, I appreciate you, and so much love to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Cassandra, and everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And I just, as you know, I value you so highly, and I love how supportive that you are as a person and you embody that. So I know people listening definitely feel that from you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I'll upload a new video on Thursday. See you in the next one. Bye.